thinking of leaving your marital home, either due to a divorce or separation, you want to know what the implications of doing that might be. So, the one thing is if you leave the marital home in Pennsylvania, you are no longer responsible in a divorce situation to pay for the mortgage expenses or utilities of the property. To the mortgage company, you're still going to have to pay those expenses, but what you can do is file with the court in a special relief action once the divorce is filed and request that the other party who remains in the home maintain that property. If the party is unable to do that, in some situations, a court may order you to pay towards it, in which case you're going to get a credit at the time of the divorce or when the property gets sold. And if the other side can't maintain it, you can request special relief to have the property sold. So that's one thing you might want to keep in mind. But nobody can force you to stay in the marital home. If you decide that you want to leave, it's your right to do so. It's your right to take the children as long as you live within a reasonable distance for the other parent to see the children. And you would want to, at that time, file for custody and file for child support. Because the other implication of no longer living in the marital residence is that if you do have children, that's when the court's going to need to decide custody. It's also going to be the time that you determine whether there's going to be a support award for the children or for yourself. If you're the spouse that makes less money than the other person and a divorce is pending, you can request that you get alimony pendente lite. But if you leave the marital home and you are the spouse and there's no justifiable reason for leaving the marital home, there is a defense in Pennsylvania where your spouse may say they don't have to pay you spousal support. That can be overcome by filing a divorce complaint because APL is very similar to spousal support. It's a remedy available when there's a divorce pending. So those are some of the implications that happen if you decide to leave the marital residence, but you should also consult with an attorney if you have any questions before you make that leap.